Hey everyone, it's Mr. Weaver, and I'm going to show you another video from the Makerspace. Today I'm going to be demonstrating a tile saw, which is basically a circular saw that runs on rails here, so it can cut nice lines, and it does it very safely. So this is a great tool to use with students where a teacher can essentially just kind of be present and make sure their hands are out of the way, and you have a safe, nice, quick way to make square cuts or even angled cuts. So typically when you're using a tile saw, one of the main things that you're focused on is doing cross cuts. So I'm not trying to cut a long rip cut down this length. I'm just trying to cut across the grain. And so if I were to draw a line here where my cut might need to be, maybe I'll take just a little bit off, use my speed square, and now I have a line I want to cut. I could either hand clamp that and cut it, I could band saw it, but when you're really interested in making sure that that's square and the cut stays straight, you use this tile saw. So you can see up top, I have this little pivot bar, this fence, and this lets me turn and get whatever angle I want. So there's this jig, and it tells you the degrees that you're on. So I'm going to go to 0, which will give me this nice 90 degrees in the corner here. And I'm going to line it up right on the cut line. And before I do this, I'm going to kind of hit it with my blade just to make sure I'm going to cut it right where I want. And you can always push it a little bit to the left so that if anything you don't cut off as much as you need, because you can always cut more if you need to. But I'm going to get it right up here. Then with your hand, you're just holding a firm grip of the wood. It doesn't need to be super tight, but just strong enough that it's not going to move. And since the blade is going this way and you're pushing into it, this backstop is already another safety feature. This also has a safety feature of a little push button safety. If I squeeze the trigger, nothing happens. But if I push the safety with my thumb, then I can pull the trigger and you're going to hear the noise. So it's just an added degree of protection. So now once I have it lined up, goggles on, and I'm just going to go through the cut at a slow pace. So thumb, trigger, and then go slow. Notice how I stopped once I got through and I held the wood until the blade was finished spinning. And there's my nice straight cut. So this tile saw can be used for any kind of cross cutting as long as the piece of wood you're using is not too thick. So the maximum height on this is approximately 3/4 of an inch. So if you're using something thicker, it's not going to go through. And so with that, you're kind of looking at 3/4 of an inch here, and just you can do any cuts. The biggest the biggest piece of danger on this machine would be someone trying to cut something that's too small, like this, and they don't have enough material against the fence. You want enough material that you can get your whole hand on it, so that's about 8 inches or so. If you cut something too small, it'll want to spin out on you. So you have to make sure you're cutting boards that are long enough. This is another good one. And then you can get a firm grip on it. And all you do is run the blade through. I'm going to do another one of these just to show you. And it's also a great tool to use when a student might have cut a board and you know you really need that square, so you might just come over here and run a straight cut really quick for them to get back to square if their initial cut was kind of jagged. So that's the tile saw, nice, safe, effective tool, and I'll be showing more on this in person when you come to the shop. That's it.